Do you think space is silent? Well, it's not. In this video, I'll take you on a journey through the 24 most scary sounds ever recorded in the universe. They are real sounds captured by NASA and other space agencies, and trust me, they only get more terrifying as we go on. Let's begin. Jupiter is already the giant of our solar system, but get this. Its poles sound like a non-stop thunderstorm trapped inside a microwave. When NASA's Juno spacecraft passed near its magnetic poles, it picked up intense electric activity, kind of like a cosmic zap. It's fast, sharp, and totally chaotic. If storms had a soundtrack in space, this would be it. Personally, I like this one, but I saved the best ones for the end. You definitely want to see those. Imagine the sound of metal bending and snapping under pressure. Now, crank that up to solar levels. The sun's magnetic loops twist and snap like giant rubber bands, and when scientists turned that data into sound, it was intense. It's sharp, jarring, and feels like the sun's having a full-on meltdown. Ganymede, one of Jupiter's moons, has its own magnetic field. Pretty rare for a moon. When Juno flew past, it picked up these weird, electronic-sounding pulses. The audio feels like an old dial-up modem trying to contact aliens. It's glitchy, and totally out of place. It's like the moon itself is trying to talk, but no one knows the language. ESA's cluster satellites picked up something that sounds like it came straight from a sci-fi horror movie. These plasma waves roar like an invisible beast flying through space. It's deep, distorted, and has that low growl that makes your skin crawl. There's no creature, but it sure sounds like one's out there. When lightning strikes on Saturn, it's not just a flash, it's a full-on explosion of sound. Cassini picked up these bursts from massive storms happening on the planet's dark side. The result? It sounds like static getting punched by thunder. Quick, punchy pops echo through the void like the planet's in a constant electrical war. It's strange, powerful, and totally unpredictable. When Voyager passed the edge of our solar system, it crossed into a zone where the sun's influence fades, called the bow shock. Scientists turned that data into sound, and it's like hearing a pressure wave rolling through space. It hums with an eerie stillness, like a slow-motion shockwave. It's the sound of the solar system breathing its last before open space begins. The Parker Solar Probe recorded data from solar wind as it bounced back from planetary magnetic fields. The result? A strange stuttering pulse, like a heartbeat skipping irregularly. It's rhythmic but off, almost like something alive but confused. Scientists didn't expect this echo, and when turned into audio, it sounds like the wind trying to find its way home. NASA's OSIRIS-REx mission got real close to Bennu, a rugged little asteroid. The sensors picked up tiny data points from its surface activity, and when scientists turned that into sound, it clicked and popped like space static. It's like Bennu's muttering to itself. The asteroid is only the size of a skyscraper, but it sounds like it's full of secrets. Europa's icy surface hides a deep ocean, and under all that ice, something's moving. Using data from past flybys and models of the moon's seismic behavior, scientists recreated what internal shifts might sound like, and it's unsettling. It's a mix of low groans, sharp cracks, and distant underwater moans. It really makes you wonder, is it just ice shifting or is something under there moving in the dark? If you thought this was creepy, wait until you hear what's coming next. It only gets more weird from here. The moon doesn't have an atmosphere, but it still gets blasted by solar wind. Apollo instruments picked up this weird electrical reaction when particles hit the surface. When sonified, it sounds like quiet static fizzing over a microphone. Gentle but deeply lonely, like a dead world being tapped on the shoulder by the sun. NASA's IBEX mission studied the boundary of our solar system, the place where the solar wind meets interstellar space. When that invisible wall gets breached, it creates subtle but real changes in particle flow. Turned into sound, it hums like a giant engine winding down. It's faint, low, and sounds like the edge of everything, giving When a solar flare slams into Mars, it messes with everything. Magnetic fields, radiation levels, even the ground itself. NASA's MAVEN mission recorded the electromagnetic reaction. Converted to sound, it's like a blast followed by a distorted crackle, like space itself is flinching. With no strong magnetic field to protect it, Mars takes the full hit, and you can hear it. Sometimes Earth's magnetic field does something weird. It splits. Scientists call it the Y-cut. It's like part of our planet's invisible shield just opens up. When modeled as sound, it wobbles and shifts like an old radio tuning into static. It's unstable, off balance, and unsettling to hear something so critical breaking its normal flow. Lagrange point 1, L1, is a stable spot between Earth and the Sun where satellites chill and observe solar activity. But it's not so peaceful when you hear it. Whistler waves collected here sound like high-pitched ghost calls sliding through space, thin, eerie, and fast. It's like space is whistling a warning we're not meant to hear. So, here's the big question. How can there be sound in space if there's no air? Good question. You're right that sound can't travel through a vacuum like it does on Earth, but many of the sounds we hear from space come from something called sonification. That's when scientists take data, like radio waves, plasma activity, or particle movement, and convert it into audio we can hear. Some spacecraft, like Juno or Voyager, carry special instruments that can detect plasma waves or electric activity. Others measure magnetic fields or radiation. Then, with a little audio magic, scientists scale those signals into the range of human hearing. What you're hearing in this video is real data, just transformed. In some rare cases like Mars, we've actually got real microphones recording things like wind or dust devils. But for most of these creepy sounds, they're the audible versions of stuff that's otherwise invisible. And that's what makes them so haunting. When NASA's InSight lander listened to Mars quakes, it picked up something weird. The sound of vibrations traveling through Mars makes it seem hollow. Scientists turned the quake data into audio, and the result is a low, echoing rumble, like something is banging on a distant wall underground. It doesn't sound like Earth. It sounds emptier, like Mars is holding something inside. You wouldn't expect something this beautiful to be so unsettling. Captured by NASA's Van Allen probes, chorus waves sound like a bunch of space birds singing a glitched-out lullaby. But this isn't a Disney moment. Those are electrons getting trapped and spiraling in Earth's magnetic field. The tones go up and down, fast and slow, like ghost birds calling from orbit. Sometimes planets and the sun are connected by magnetic ropes, giant loops of energy. When those ropes snap, the energy is released in wild bursts. Scientists turned that sudden release into sound, and it feels like a massive elastic band breaking across the solar system. A sharp, twanging echo that fades into static. Imagine hearing something rip across millions of miles. That's this. This exoplanet doesn't just have bad weather, it has insane fire-level storms. Every time it swings close to its star, it heats up super fast, causing massive wind and temperature spikes. Scientists tracked the infrared data and turned it into audio. The sound? Like roaring static mixed with low rumbles. Basically a space furnace having a meltdown. This isn't just weather, it's chaos on a loop. New Horizons flew by Pluto and picked up some faint, strange activity from its thin ionosphere. When translated into sound, it was barely there, like someone whispering in a snowstorm. It's soft, scratchy, and almost feels like it's hiding. You wouldn't expect this frozen world at the edge of our system to say anything. But Pluto murmurs, and it's not entirely comforting. This one is just plain creepy. Cygnus X-1 is a black hole with a companion star, and the two are locked in a deadly dance. As the black hole pulls matter from its partner, it creates X-ray flashes, bursts of energy that were converted into eerie sound. The result is a pulsing, almost breathing beat that feels alive and hungry. It's like hearing a monster inhale right before it eats. This next sound will send chills down your spine. Listen closely and try not to get too scared. Mercury is brutal. With no real atmosphere, it heats up during the day and freezes at night, causing the surface to expand and contract violently. Scientists modeled these thermal shifts and translated them into sound. It cracks and pops like hot rocks thrown into icy water. It's constant, twitchy, and sharp. Mercury may be small, but it sounds like it's coming apart at the seams. Way out near the edge of our galaxy, gases and particles flow in huge streams, kind of like a cosmic breeze. When this interstellar wind data is sonified, it produces a slow, dragging hiss. It's not loud, but it stretches on forever, like space is sighing. This is the sound of distance, of the place where stars begin to disappear. The silence isn't empty, it's full of cold whispers. White dwarfs are the leftover cores of dead stars. Most just sit there, glowing dimly. But ZTFJ 1901 + 1458? This one pulses, super fast. Scientists measured those pulses and turned them into a ticking sound, except it doesn't tick like a clock. It spins so fast it almost sounds like a drill. It's mechanical, relentless, and too fast to feel natural. It's as if something's working, non-stop, in total darkness. By the time we reach number 1, you might never want to listen to space sounds again. This is the one that keeps scientists up at night. FRB 121102 is a fast radio burst coming from a galaxy over 3 billion light-years away. It repeats, but not in a way that makes sense. It doesn't follow a pattern, it's just there, screaming out in short, sharp bursts. When converted to sound, it's like Morse code from another universe. Loud, broken, and aggressive. No one knows what's causing it. Some think it's a magnetar. Others aren't so sure. Whatever it is, it's still calling. What did you think of these sounds? Let me know in the comments below.